welcome to Headlines Today. I'm Anna M. Bettikad. With me on the show today is a person who, if you view her against the backdrop of the Hindi film industry, is very different. She looks different, she styles herself differently, she positions herself differently, she makes different choices. And as her fans would tell you, borrowing from the old ketchup ad, she's different and we like the difference. Kangana Ranaut, of course, is my guest. Welcome to Headlines Today.
Thank you, Anna.
It's been a good year for you with Once Upon a Time in Mumbai doing so well, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's been great because I think we work so hard on a film, and a film takes almost 1 year of our lives. And in theatre, when you sit, it's just 2 hours of film, and when people just don't take a notice of you and they don't like the film, that's the worst thing. So when a film does well, it's far more than you ever expect. It's so much of more work, it's so much of appreciation, so much of money which producers make. So
and actors make too, because the future projects your price rises, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that makes all the difference.
All right. How different though in terms of, I mean, if you look at the rest of your body of work, how different is Knockout for you?
Knockout is a film which is very different. Like, even if you see the promos, it suggests that the film takes place over a time period of 2 hours, and that's the real time. Like, suppose it happens in the morning, that's the real time in the film also. And there's no costume change, there's no love story in the film, there's no song in the film, and but still it's a nail-biting thriller.
All right, your role in the film as a journalist, I want to know, because journalists in Hindi films have usually been not very well researched. I've seen crime reporters in Hindi films being shown wearing micro minis and going to police stations. How did you research this film?
Well, I won't say that we are really focusing on Nidhi Srivastav's life here. The beauty of this character is this, that if there are 100 journalists, she's just one of them. There is nothing extraordinary about her. There is nothing special about her until this guy calls out for her. You know, he wants to talk to her, and that's where she becomes very special. And why he does that, we have a reason for that. Only when you see the film, you'll get to know that. But so we are not really focusing on her life, that how amazing journalist she is and how she's come. Maybe she's not good at her job.
No, that's not the point of my question. Of course, I understand that journalism might not be the focus.
You are asking me that
the way she dresses, the way she carries herself, the way she does her work.
She is a very ordinary journalist. That's what I'm trying to say. There is nothing very special. Which maybe her boss is not happy with her. The whole debate was whether to make her look glamorous or not. Like how crime journalists, especially in India, dress up is like they'll wear jeans and a t-shirt and go to just crime scene, and that's how they dress up. But then it's about individuals, and if you see abroad, like how English journalists dress up, and how it's about the individuals, how you want, if you choose to dress up, wear proper clothes, look formal, and then go to work, even as a teacher, even as anybody. So I think it's about the individual, and the fact that we don't have a dress change in the film, we were very concerned that if we make her look really real, or we can give her little more exciting clothes to wear. So then we realized we're not making a documentary, and
People Live is not a documentary, but you watch it and you say, okay, this happens. So I'm asking if this is a real portrayal. Without being a documentary, is it authentic?
Well, that's for you to decide. When you say it, I cannot say that, oh, I have portrayed a character which is very authentic.
Did you speak to any crime journalists?
No, I never do that.
Did you meet any?
The film doesn't have to be a reflection of reality. You can imagine, and you can really decide for yourself, and you can have, you can make a character in your mind and then portray it. It doesn't have to be copied. You don't have to copy somebody else's body language. You don't have to copy somebody else's life, the way they dress up, the way they behave, react. You can create that on your own.
Okay. Once Upon a Time in Mumbai's success, what would you attribute it to?
I think the strong direction and really, really tight screenplay.
The costumes in that film seem to have been very well researched. Now, because you're someone who seems to be quite particular about your own style, I was just wondering whether in that film you were involved in the research about the costumes.
Yeah, at a level, every actor does. But it starts the director basically first. The director gives the brief to the designer, and then when designers get the outfits, then actresses, whatever, according to the scene, looking at their comfort, and because they know more about their complexion, their bodies, their comforts, so they definitely give their inputs.
What are you comfortable with?
I wear anything. I really don't tell designers what to do.
You said if it's a designer styling you, you trust him or her completely. But for yourself, when you do something, what is it you keep in mind about your personality and the occasion?
What I really want to do every time is to look different, than what I looked last time. I just don't want to be stuck with that one style which really, really suits me, and then just to be in that style for the rest of my life, which most of the actresses do, and even every other person, they have this tendency of just they want to look their best all the time. But I don't mind looking little less good, little less pretty, but looking different all the time.
It's interesting that you should mention that because there is something about, I mean, the wonderful thing about all the actors and actresses these days is that everyone's so fit and well styled. Unfortunately, however, a lot of the actresses look like clones of each other. Why do you think that's happening? Is it because audiences are also not encouraging women to take risks, or are the women themselves choosing not to take risks?
I think that's because of that creative department of our film industry. Even when I came into the film industry, there were so many people who will tell me, "Oh, you don't have a dimple," because that time all these girls, like Preeti Zinta and Rani Mukherjee, they were like on top. So they were like, "You don't have green eyes, you don't have dimple cheeks, so you cannot really make it." So all these people are really stuck in their heads. So then youngsters have too much pressure. Either you just become the stereotype, or nobody's ready to accept you.
Well, then one thing I'm extremely curious about, because your hair, of course, has been very different from everybody else's. Is your hair naturally straight or is it naturally curly?
Naturally curly.
Oh, it's naturally curly, right? So though that's not a very well done perm.
No, no. No.
When you were told people, so and so has dimples and so has light eyes, were you then tempted to get yourself a dimple surgically? Because even that's known to be done, right?
Yeah, that's known to be done, but I was that really helped me in a way that I thought that okay, now I'm not I don't have a dimple and I don't have these something any very special, and like I'm not even like somebody like who's very, very exceptionally beautiful. I'm just an ordinary girl. So what is it about me that has to be special? So then I really concentrated on my skill, my work. So I started looking at different types of acting. I'll do my own workshop, and I started concentrating on my career. I think people who are weak, who don't have confidence and little less mind, they think of putting dimples and going through surgeries and doing all these things. But I think what really lasts is skill.
Skill. Yeah. But you don't consider yourself beautiful?
I mean, no, I'm not at all bad looking, but I'm not also somebody who, like, there are so many examples in film industry who got a break just because of their looks, So for instance, there's so many people, because they're so exceptionally beautiful, they just ended up becoming actors. That was not the case with me. I had to really go through auditions, and yeah, I would say I was exceptionally talented. That's why I got the break. So people are gifted with various things. You just have to find that out.
There has been in the past year a huge number of rumors that you have got you've got surgery done on your face. Especially, I think people think that you've done your lips, something to your lips. Is there any truth to that then?
People don't realize one thing. Even if you go and you see yourself when you were 17, and you go yourself when you're 23, there will be huge change. So why do they want us to be stuck with time and looking just the same? How is that possible? So I am a girl who came to film when I was 17, and now I'm 23. So am I not supposed to, sometimes put on weight, and I'm just great, and I'm sure I'm going to even change more. So people, just because along with that, you are grooming yourself, and you're definitely learning various things about yourself and all the art of, like making hair and all that. So they cannot accept one thing, that okay, because in normal life you see people changing, and you get to see us changing on screen, and you evolving. But if it's good, just appreciate people for that. Just don't. It's so hard for people to just appreciate somebody for doing good work. They cannot say, okay, look at this girl. She came from mountains, and the way she looked that time, and look at her, how good she looks and how well she looks, groomed herself. They won't say that. she's got surgeries done and she has done these 10 more things, and they will never appreciate anybody. So that's sad.
It's sad.
And it's their problem, not mine.
But it is factually incorrect.
Yes, it is.
So basically what you're saying is that like any normal human being, as time passes, you are changing.
Yes, and that's what happened. If you see, like, so many actors' pictures, not only mine, you give me anybody's picture. If I show you, they are so different. But yeah, me especially, I've been taking a lot of care of myself, and I was really young when I started. So yeah, definitely there are changes, but it's not even drastic. Like, it's not like I'm like some Michael Jackson suddenly, you know. So I don't know why do they say that.
Do you think the fact that you are such a rank outsider in the industry, I mean, of course there are other outsiders among the women, but you're really a rank outsider, not from a big city, none of that. Do you think that has anything to do with the fact that perhaps people doubt the reasons for your success?
The main reason is this, that people are finding it hard to accept that that she's young also, she's good looking also, and she's talented also, and she is stupid. She's stupid. She's not stupid also, you know. So it's hard for them to accept it. So, but yeah, few people are mature when they are young, you know, and few people are God gifted. So I don't find it hard to accept, but there is no other reason. So I have to really prove myself. If I act, they will be like, oh, she does the same kind of acting. If I look good, oh, there are surgeries. And you know, it's just so many issues. And if I style myself, there's so many people who will be unnecessarily criticizing me, trying that she's trying to be a wannabe and this and that. But then there are people who really love me. Then there are people who really support me, and there's a lot of support I get from people. But yeah, because I'm not that blue blood. I don't have any filmy family, that history. So that's why people find it hard to accept.
A lot of actors and actresses begin to attach themselves to certain directors and certain producers. Is that something you wanted to and were not able to do? Or is it something you don't want to do at all?
No, I don't want to do that at all. In fact, after working with the director once, I make sure I don't really very soon work with that director. All the directors I work with, they become my very good friends. And what happens that if I tomorrow get attached to them and call them and tell them that, okay, next film we're doing together, so they might put me in a place where they don't need me. And I don't want to be wasted like that. Because I have, in terms of art, I have so much to give to a screenplay or a film. I would rather give it to a script which really, really needs me, and I get a lot of offers. So I really don't have time to call up my friends and tell them, okay, let's do this film together.
You said I'm not a blue blood. Is there snobbery in the film industry towards people who don't come from a particular background?
Yeah, people are partial. Like, if I am famous for being on time, because I remember one incident where I came late, and there was this particular producer in my earlier films who really humiliated me, and who like used such rude words and such bad things, which was really not required, you know, because you were just talking to a teenager and you're not supposed to kill people for coming late. So I don't think anybody like who comes from a filmy family will have to go through all these things, you know. And when you are at a certain age, you don't want to be treated like that, because it can really harm your psychology, and because you're very tender and you're going through very different phase and difficult time. So I feel they're much more protected. They know so many things already. They know how to talk to media. They know how to talk to staff. They know how to talk to producers. They already know so many things. But when we come, we learn. And when we learn it hard way.
The actresses in the industry, in any case, are most of them outsiders. They are not from film families. But when I say blue blood, I also, when you said blue blood, I wonder whether you mean, is it a particular kind of...
No. They're not from film families. But if you see, today all the actresses who have made it big, you can really go through each one of them in your mind. They will get some sort of support, either a big star boyfriend, or a big hero, or a big director, or some kind of mentor, you know. So that the way they're treated then in industry is not like an outsider. It's like you just belong to that family, and then the people treat you is like a different thing, and which is good, you know, because then you just belong to that group. but it's very difficult to make it on your own.
Why are you saying it's good?
Why I'm saying it's good, because the kind of background I come from, my father is a businessman, my mother is a teacher, and my grandfather is an IAS officer. When I was, and my great grandfather was a freedom fighter. So when I was giving my PMT test for pre-medical entrance test, so I had a particular quota for me, you know. Okay. So because I come from this particular family, so when I come here, so how I look at star children is that they have 30% quota, how I had, you know. So I'm just kind of coming into their territory. If somebody else try to give PMT test, they won't get that percentage of quota, you know. So this is how I look at it.
Okay, but if you look at the male stars in the industry, it looks like there's a 90% quota for film families. Now, do you look back and do you think it was a mistake doing Kites?
It was a mistake, I think, in terms of career. It really harmed me. A lot of people really felt that, because they also put money in me and my projects, and they thought that it's going to harm their projects also.
But did you know that it was going to be a tiny role, or were you deceived?
I cannot say I was deceived, because I didn't really know exactly when I started. I just thought Anurag just knows the best. You don't really go and ask directors, you know, what they. You can. Nobody will say no to you, but that's none of your concern. Actually, it really doesn't matter what other people are doing in the film. And the same way, I asked for my thing, and it sounded quite exciting. And the way he said, things were changed later on though. But I didn't really make sure that okay, everything should go the way I want.
All right, Kangana, I tweeted this interview, and viewers have sent in questions for you. Shashisk123 says, after Niranjan, we didn't see you in a Tollywood film. When will you do a Telugu film next?
I'm very open to every kind of cinema, but then the dates should match. Maybe next year sometime.
Raj says, can you finally tell us what exactly happened and why you were dropped from Ghajini?
There were rumors that I was offered Ghajini, but I was never.
All right. IH for Life says, will you ever work with Anurag Basu again?
Of course I will. I will work with him again, but not anytime soon. But yeah, definitely.
When you say not anytime soon, why is that?
Because I'm already doing some 7-8 films.
Okay, so it's because of the dates. It's not because your relationship with him has been affected because of Kites?
No, not because of that.
All right, okay. Capstock says, is it true that you and Sanjay Dutt didn't get along while shooting for Knockout?
No, not at all. How can anybody have a problem with Sanju? He's such a nice guy, really nice guy. Nobody can have a problem with him.
Okay. Kangana Ranaut Fan Club says, are you really doing a film with Amitabh Bachchan called The Actor?
Yes, I am.
Anything you can tell us about it?
Actor is again a thriller, but again it's all about Amit Ji's dates. So whenever we were supposed to start it like sometime August. But now the things have, because Amit and me, we are doing Power together with Rajkumar Santoshi. So the Actor is a very special project. Power has a huge star cast, like it got some 7-8 actors, but Actor got only me and Bachchan. So we are going to be, it's an amazing role, an amazing script. I am looking forward to it, but Mr. Bachchan has to give dates.
All right, well, Kangana Ranaut, all the best for Knockout, and thank you so much for joining me on this show.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for me on this show. Do send me your feedback on twitter.com/AnnaVettikar.